welcome to the Fortress News. We are actually I'm shooting this live, simultaneously, you know what I mean, live. I am also on YouNow, right now, shooting this. So I got two cameras going. I got you guys, and I got you guys. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see this right now. You'll see this later now. But you guys can see me right now, so that's kind of cool. We're going to go ahead and start with, actually, I want to talk a little bit about Gotham. Gotham is a really cool show. It's dark. It's how I like my shows. I like my shows dark like that. Kind of gives me a feel of Between the Crow, you know, something kind of like The Crow, but then you got this whole police drama thing going on at the same time, and you got all these weird characters that are coming out. So it's been a really good show for me. I've enjoyed it, among many other DC shows that have come out or have came out. I'm not a huge Batman fan. Batman is not my number one guy. He's not even my number two guy. Maybe number three? No, probably not even number three. But we have more on this with Mike Hicks, who is our Gotham news guy. So he's going to be coming to us twice a month, once a month, something like that. Depends on what's going on. And he's going to update us on what's going on with the show and the cast, the storyline, what has happened, and what's to come. So I'm going to give it on over to Mike Hicks. So, Mike Hicks.
Hello, Fortress family. This is Mike Hicks from Camrose, Alberta, Canada. I'm here to talk to you about the TV show Gotham. Awesome show. My favorite on TV today. Of all the DC-dominated TV shows, Gotham's my favorite. But before I get into the TV show Gotham, I'd also like to wish DC's second son, Batman, a happy 75th birthday. Happy birthday, Batman. Now, before I get into the show, I'd also like to ask how we got here. And when I say how we got here, I mean, how did we get a TV show, a superhero TV show, without a superhero? We all marvel in the history that Batman has brought us. His coolness, his awesomeness, his pilgrimage to learn all his martial arts, the death of his mother and father in front of his own eyes as a child. His amazing stories has entertained us for 75 years. Well, Batman was the destination. Batman is what we see, what we've read. But how did he get there? The journey. Sometimes the journey is just as exciting. But what I see this show is about, it's about Gotham. Gotham City. In all her darkness, there's still glory, there's still light. I see it struggling, and she's falling. And I see she's holding on by a thread. People like Jim Gordon, the few, they're trying to save the city, trying to hold on until her dark night is born. The flavor of the show is an excellent flavor, in my opinion. It's dark, it's symbolic, it has metaphors, it's awesome. It's void of any time. This is the best thing about it. What time does Gotham take place? Well, let's see here. We got people using flip phone style cell phones, but yet they're filling out reports on the old school typewriters. All the squad cars are late 80s models, police cars, yet the average public is driving around new Millennium cars. And the one I just realized the other day, They're using the style of microphones at Fish Moons of the, what, 30s, the 40s? So we have many different time eras being sent out here, and yet for some reason, to me, it feels right. As we get on to Gotham and its cast, Gotham City has introduced a plethora of characters. A virtual cornucopia of comic creations. Introduction of a young homeless delinquent, Selina Kyle, cat-like. Carmen de Sedova is my guess. Does a great job portraying this character, young Catwoman. Already in the second episode, she's a savior, still a delinquent. Jim Gordon, detective, ex-military, downright hero in his own right. Reminds me a little about the Commissioner Gordon in The Dark Knight Returns. Pretty gritty. Harvey Bullock, played by Donald Logue, rough, street smart, and somewhat of a dirty cop. It has come clear, though, that actually there's a conscience in there somewhere. Edward Nygma. That'd be a fun character to play. Played by Corey Michael Smith. I really like how he does him. Oddly, working with the GCPD as a forensic scientist. Plausible. Interesting, since in the comics, he has gone to the good side. I don't know where he is today in the comics, but I know he flipped sides at least once. He almost reminds me of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Who else we got? Alfred Pennyworth. Sean Pertwee. Rough start in my opinion. I didn't really take to him right away. I thought his accent was a little off. It didn't really remind me of any other incarnation of Alfred. But, as the episodes go on, he's really growing on me. There's some incredible deep scenes with him and Bruce. Now we have one of the most interesting characters of the show, in my opinion. A very much underrated character in the history of Batman. Played by Robin Lord Taylor. The Penguin is shown to be a very formidable villain. Given his origins in Gotham, I think the Penguin is going to enter a new era and a new level of villainy. The Penguin is definitely now a top-tier villain. Finally, my favorite scene. Batman's first trainer. Alfred. Not surprised. A lot of people think of Alfred as the first trainer. Some stories have Alfred as XM5, MIA, whatever the British secret intelligence is. We know he had military background. We know he's got nursing skills. So anyway, final scene. After Bruce is sitting down, he looks at Alfred and says, "Alfred, can you teach me to fight?" And Alfred, with a smirky little smile, says, "Yes, Master Bruce. Yes, I can." Alfred is awesome. He's a little cruel, but he's awesome. I love Gotham. I love it because it's dark, it's gritty, it's got these emotional things, it's got everything you want in it. If you're not a purist and you're not looking to the true history of Batman, you're going to love this. Purists will struggle. Purists, you're gonna have a difficult time trying to allow DC to create the different things, mix things up. I like it. I like it. And I get another dose of my DC universe. So, thumbs up for Gotham. See you later. This is Mike. Out.
All right, and that was Mike. He's not what I thought he was. When I saw him in the Fortress of Solitude group, Facebook group, he came to me saying that he wanted to do or I was looking for someone to do Gotham news bit, and he came to me and said, yeah, you know, he would like to do it and stuff. So I said, sure. And I really didn't, I didn't know what he looked like. I definitely didn't know what he sounded like. And later on he came to me and he said, I guess he had done some acting or something like that before. And so when I saw his video, I could tell by his voice, he's got that voice, you know, for acting or voice acting, doing voiceovers, and it sounds really good. We got this new Flash, and the only problem I had with this new Flash is his outfit, his suit. Now, I don't really dig this suit. It makes him look too small, too skinny. But but we got more on the Flash from Miss Sharik. I think I said it right. Sharika DB. Yeah. So she's got more on that right now, and you're gonna watch it and enjoy it.
Hey everyone, this is Sarika Davy reporting for the Fortress News. I hope you guys are all having a great start to the holiday season. I'm just recovering from this weird cold sickness that's going around. But I hope you guys are all doing great. I get the great pleasure of talking to you guys about the Flash TV series, which I am super excited to do because I love the show. I'm a huge fan. I think Grant Gustin is doing an amazing job playing Barry Allen, and I love all the cast and characters so far. And so I get to talk to you guys about the first 5 episodes. I will talk about a couple, not all, and some upcoming new episodes. Like I said, so far there's 5 episodes that's aired for season 1. There's been a lot of hints and Easter eggs to that's been in these 5 episodes. The first one I noticed is from season 1. It's towards the end of the episode where Dr. Harrison Wells, who is in a wheelchair in the show, but he can actually walk. We have no idea why yet, but we'll get back to that later. But he gets up and he goes into this room, the secret room in the wall, and there's a newspaper clipping from the future that states that the Flash vanishes. He's missing, vanishes in crisis, which a lot of people like me noticed, because it sounds similar to an animated movie and also a comic book story called A Crisis on Infinite Earths. Which is a great story, so I don't know if they're hinting at that's the way they're going to take the show, but we will have to wait and see. And that goes back to my question about who is Dr. Harrison Wells. So far they haven't confirmed who he really is. A lot of people online are speculating that he is the second Reverse Flash. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. I definitely think he's more villain than hero. He gives off that villainy vibe. But I have a feeling that the Flash creators and producers are going to make us wait a really long time, at least till the end of season 1, to figure out who he really is and if he really is a villain or not. He already killed someone, which is not actually a hero thing, so again, your guess is as good as mine. Since a new episode of The Flash aired last night, I figured we would talk about that. The last episode is called Plastique. I'm going to talk again about the ending, because the ending is what kind of stayed with me. The ending goes back to the past 5 years, where Dr. Wells is working with someone named General Eiler. They're doing experiments on a person that actually turns out to be Gorilla Grodd. If you're not familiar with the Flash, he's kind of like Lex Luthor to Superman. Like, he's one of his greatest foes. So that was really exciting. I wasn't expecting to see a glimpse of the Gorilla Grodd until probably the end of season 1 for some reason, because he's one of his main villains. So I was really excited to see him. Another cool thing about last night's episode is Iris West got to meet the Flash. He does some cool Batman voice for Flash, I guess, and he kind of shakes his face really fast so she can't recognize him. I am still kind of reeling from the prior episode where the Flash, Barry Allen, and Felicity kind of have a moment, so I was kind of rooting for a Flash and Felicity love. I know, a love thing, but I know he loves Iris, so maybe I'll be Team Iris again, who knows, but that was really cool. We also got to see a preview to the upcoming episode. It looks pretty cool. We get to meet another villain. I think his name is called Grider. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's pretty much can turn into steel. I think we're gonna see a lot of Iris and the Flash again, because in the previews he takes Iris hostage, and the Flash, I'm assuming the Flash is gonna save her. The episode is called The Flash is Born. Another thing that they hint to in the preview is this is where the Flash attempts to do his famous sonic boom. Did I say that? The famous sonic boom to take out Grider. So I'm excited. If you played Injustice and again know anything about the Flash, that's his, where he runs super fast and creates this like boom boom. So we're really excited. I mean, I'm really excited to see it actually happen in real life, not animated or not read about it. So that episode airs November 18th. I will be watching. Following that, we have episode 7 called the Power Outage. It airs November 25th. So far, the details that we have are limited, but we get to meet 2 new villains called the Blackout and the Clock Ring. I'm not familiar with these two, but I'm just excited because this episode leads into the epic crossover between the Flash and the Arrow, which starts December 22nd and ends December 3rd. The episode starts in Central City. Ollie and the gang head over to Barry's side of the town to investigate a boomerang killer. At the same time, Barry is hunting a metahuman who has control over people's emotions. It kind of influences them to do things that aren't good. His name is Ray Bivolo. Ray Bivolo. Probably saying that wrong too. But they get to team up, and it seems like with these team ups, something always goes wrong, a disagreement, which seems like it's the case here. Oliver tells Barry that he still has a lot to learn about this whole superhero business, and of course Barry takes that as a chance to prove himself, which leads him to get infected by Ray, like a rage-filled vengeance thing. So we get to see Flash kind of bad, and of course the Arrow has to stop him, which would be, it's going to be exciting to see. So look for that December 2nd. Part 2 would be December 3rd, where the Flash goes and helps Ollie catch the boomerang killer, which was the original intent of Arrow going to Central City. So that's December 2nd, December 3rd. Some other characters we have upcoming are Captain Cold again, Firestorm, and Heatwave. And this is only, again, season 5, 6, 7. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to discuss and go over the rest of The Flash, and I hope you guys stay awesome. I hope you guys keep on tuning in. Alright, stay awesome. Bye.
And that was Sharik, who has done 3 videos now for us. 3. That's loyalty. Loyalty right there. I am never getting rid of Sharik, whatever. I ain't never getting rid of her. Next that we got is Jacob, who is not only taking on, who is now taking on the news, or not the new, but the other CW DC show, Arrow. Luckily, I found someone who is a diehard fan, who watches the show, who knows the ins and outs of this superhero. This new superhero. Well, it's not a new superhero or new show. It's been on, I think, 3 years now. But he knows a lot about it. And this guy recognized from the comic book news segment, Mr. Jacob Edwards. So take it, Jacob. Jacob.
What's up, guys? This is Jacob from the Fortress of Solitude News. I do the comic book news every video. I'm also going to be doing the Arrow news as well. So, pretty much how this is going to work for this episode, I'm going to do the very last episode of Arrow, which was yesterday's episode, Season 3, Episode 6, called Guilty. That's what I'm going to be talking about now. Hopefully, I only have 10 minutes, so hopefully I will be able to work in next video the next 2 episodes, since it'll be 2 weeks before the next video comes out. We'll see how it goes. But we'll start out by saying that this is my favorite episode of the season so far. It's awesome. It really is just the Team Arrow doing superhero stuff while having like character development, like without like punching you in the face with, oh, this person loves this person or whatever. It's really not about that. And it also revolves around one of my favorite DC characters that I really never thought I'd see in a live-action TV show, which is Ted Grant, Wildcat. Like, the JSA stuff, his JSA classified comic books are some of my favorite. I loved him in the JSA. I loved him in Brave and the Bold, the cartoon. But yeah, I never thought I'd see him, in a live-action show. And, but here he is, even though he's played by a young pretty boy, which I'm not too happy about. He's supposed to be a crotchety old ex-boxer, but what are you gonna do? It's the CW, everybody has to be pretty. So, yeah, I think that this show is definitely the strongest out of the season since the premiere of this season. It really does focus on, like, Ted Grant, who was, announced a few episodes back. His past, he was kind of Starling City's first vigilante, which is cool to know. It gives the city more lore without, trying to make up a bunch of like phony characters or whatever. They use Ted Grant, who was a real character in the comics and stuff like that, and he was like the predecessor to Arrow, which I really like. It also we also see Roy. Roy has a lot of good moments. Before this episode, Roy was just there to like somersault randomly, and like, I mean, it looked impressive because like he's a grown ass man doing a somersault off of a car. But it was always, like, pointless. Like, the fact that he did a flip off of something never progressed him into doing anything any better. It was just like, look at me. I can, like, red Power Ranger flip over here. I mean, yeah, that's cool. It's impressive. I mean, like, he literally Power Ranger flips, like, jumps off of a car, Power Ranger flips in front of a guy just to get hit once and knocked unconscious. Like, that, cool. But besides those like instances of him just being there and doing something like that is very flashy, just to kind of show the people like, look, this is Roy, he's here this season. This episode actually focused a lot about him. We got to see a lot of character interaction with Roy and Felicity, Roy and Oliver, which were really, really nice. Like, it was genuinely, like, solid writing, solid acting, like, everything was awesome about it. Well, I mean, for those who don't know, Roy Harper is Red Arrow, later to be known as Arsenal. So, knowing that, I figured that they would probably, like, Thea would die and he would get her nickname as, like, his superhero name, Speedy, because they called him Speedy in the comics. But no, at the end of this episode, they just jumped right to Arsenal. Moving back, Roy has like conversation with, I won't spoil anything, but Roy has a conversation with a bad guy, and the bad guy is like, listen, you're just a sidekick. You're just an arsenal in the Arrow's bag of weapons. He's just going to point you or aim you and fire you. You're just a living weapon. He's going to abandon you like everybody gets abandoned, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was a super touching scene after that, because, I mean, like, well, Roy goes all beast mode and, like, knocks the dude out with a sweet Superman punch. Bringing it all back to Superman punch. But anyway, so he turns to Arrow, like, turns to Oliver, like, right after this, like, don't abandon me. And the way he said it, it sounded so defeated. I was like, oh, the feels. It was, like, really heartfelt, and I was like, wow, what a moment. Like, I don't know, like, there's just not many of those that I see on TV. Granted, I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and really all I watch is superhero shows, but that doesn't matter. I don't care. It was nice. It was touching. He was also having crazy Mirakuru dreams earlier in that episode. He thought he killed somebody, a major character who he may or may not have killed, but he was having dreams of killing this person, and all the evidence pointed to, yes, you killed this major character, you suck. So, you watch the episode, go to CW.com, watch the episode, it's free if you don't have, like, cable, because it's not on demand on any of the cable, like, networks that I'm aware of. So, if you haven't seen it, jump on the CW app on your phone, or, like, Xbox or whatever, watch it. You'll have to sit through some commercials, but it's worth it. Then you'll know yourself. But overall, I loved the episode, and I cannot wait for next week's episode. It's going to be awesome. My only complaint with this episode, we didn't get to see Ray Palmer. I love Ray Palmer. The Atom is awesome, and I want to see him. I want to see more of him. But besides that, like, that's really my only complaint. So yeah, we'll go into a little bit of Arrow news. Now that I've kind of went over last episode. Really the only news to report is Laurel Lance will be taking over as Black Canary, and we got to see her cool outfit, and she kind of looks like Mockingbird from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not gonna lie, her uniform looks very similar, except for, she has a mask, which is always cool. But yeah, I mean, they have, like, the whoop-ass sticks that Mockingbird has, and it's, like, all, like, black, and there's buckles everywhere. I don't know. I like it, I guess. Not a huge Laurel Lance fan in the show, to be honest, but hey, maybe when she becomes Black Canary, she'll be interesting. But, yeah, you see the seeds of that in episode 6, by the way, because Ted Grant is teaching Laurel how to box, and, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the new segment that we have, and, the very first Arrow news broadcast. Yeah, I enjoyed doing it, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Alright, thank you, Jacob, for that insightful bit of news, and a lot of it, let me tell you. That dude has got details on everything. You go to him, okay, he's better than the FBI, CIA. You go to him, you tell him you want to look something up about any superhero, the dude will tell you the color of their underwear, size, shape, style, everything. This dude knows everything, and that's why I got him here. Now, this next bit came to me, actually. I didn't even think of this. Mr. Frank came to me and said that maybe we should do a segment on toys and statues, collectibles. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to let you guys see it for yourself. I'm going to let Frank explain it all. He's got all the info on this skinny, as they call it. And so take it, Frank. See what you got.
Greetings everyone, this is Frank with a review of Sideshow Collectibles premium format exclusive Superman figure number 3002151, I believe. Again, the exclusive version from Sideshow. Let's say it's exclusive because of the switch out head and the heat ray eyes that are being called the spaghetti eyes. Sorry for the phone, video, I'm on my iPhone, my other camera busted, but either way, this is him, or he, all polystone, 100% except, well, I want to say 99%, the suit itself is fabric, PVC belt, sticker on the front, down to the base, and this is the switch out head from the standard version, comes with it also. That one again, angled slightly looking up. This one looking forward with that face. An all polystone, heavy figure. It's about quarter scale. I have it here next to the Henry Cavill Man of Steel to show scale. The Cavill figure is about 13 inches tall, just to show you how big this guy is. And it is very heavy. Again, it's all polystone base, figure itself, body, cape. The cape also all polystone. This again is not posable, it's already standard. It's one polystone figure. Again, the only thing that's available to be switched out is the head itself. The cape, if you want to pose it without the cape, you can. It's just it's inside with a post in this shoulder, so the whole thing hangs off of that one post. So feel free to do it with it as you wish. I have it to have it posed with that specific head because I do like that look. I have it in my displays case this way. I don't have a specific, I want to do it with a light, a red light that shines up into his face to kind of show off the heat ray. Go to sideshowtoy.com. There is a wait list. This one again sold out pretty fast, but with the way it worked out, I was able to get this one. Again, put yourself on the wait list. It retails about $3.99. If you go on the wait list and they convert it to an actual sale, they charge your card right away, and then once it's available, they ship it out to you. The box is huge. I don't have it here available to see, but it is humongous. Basically the S shield in a big blue box. If you get it from Sideshow, I don't know if they'll do the double pack on it because again the size of the box, but again, go there, put yourself on the wait list. They should still have the standard one available. The standard version is same body, same base. It comes with this face here. Just that. It does not come with the noodle eyes as this one does. If you want it for sure in stock, I know Monkey Depot, monkeydepot.com, MONKEYDEPOT still has the standard version in stock. I checked earlier today. They still have it available for shipping for $3.99 plus tax and shipping. It again only comes with that head. There's another place called Big Bad Toy Store that I usually get stuff from. They are very good. They have tons of Superman stuff available. This one, I think they only still have the standard from when I checked yesterday. I'm not 100% sure what it is today, but if you want to check it out again, bigbadtoystore.com. They might be able to do a double pack. Basically, they'll take the box this came with, put it in another box, make sure it doesn't get damaged, ship it to your home, and there it is. Mine, unfortunately, came damaged, as about 99% of everything I get from UPS. There was a hole. Imagine this is the box. It's basically that's the box. Underneath the shield, there is a huge piercing where whatever they did, something went through the box. Thank God that this was not damaged in any way. I'd stay away from eBay because again, a lot of scammers taking advantage of the popularity of this item, so I would not go through eBay to get it. Unless it's someone you trust or yeah, check everybody out on eBay. Not the best choice, but if you have to, you have to. So again, that is my review of Speechless. Look how beautiful it is.
You see that statue? That was a badass statue. Now, is it worth $400? That's up for you to decide. Me, I $400. That's a whole new camera, man. I think personally I would get a whole new camera, but you know, to each their own. Everyone's got their own thing. People like to collect statues, some people like cameras. Batman versus Superman news. Dawn of Justice. Can't even say that right. I got Doritos stuck in my mouth. Now, in the past couple of weeks, there have been a lot of photos that have been leaked from people on set who are taking photos of Henry Cavill and cast. No, it's funny because about a month ago, we saw nothing but Batman crap. Batman stuff. The Batmobile, a lot of the Batmobile. We've seen videos of the Batmobile. You know, people were sneaking videos while they were on set. And so for a while there was nothing but Batman. And I was like, man, when are we going to get some Superman shit? You know, I want to see Henry Cavill. I want to see him in a suit. I want to see him doing some shit, right? And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that, all these videos and photos have been coming out with Henry in the suit on set. And here's one. Right, here's one of Henry Cavill. Well, here's a few actually on wires. As you can see, he's not really doing much, so it's not like he's like posing or anything. Not doing it, he just kind of just. So it must be like in between takes, but still, it's something. You know, we're getting something here. We got some other cool photos that have been leaked. I got one of Henry on set. Looks like he's talking to somebody, to the crew, I guess. And got more of Henry on wires. This is a good one of Henry on wires. Look at that one. That's a good one. And this one here, it's got 4 photos in it. That's pretty cool. Now, I like this one here because it's the stunt rig. I guess someone took a photo of the stunt rig, the rig of the stunt rig, whatever. Professional stunt rig. That's kind of cool. I like that. Extreme close-up, Henry Cavill on wire. That's pretty cool. And we got another one here. I'm walking around or something. Look at this one. Henry and Amy looking up. So I guess something's gonna be going on in the air while he's on the ground. I know there was a shot of Henry carrying Amy right here. And you know, I know it's gonna be so action-packed. And I say fuck you to all the people who say it had too much action. Oh my god, it was a half an hour of action, it just wouldn't stop. It's an action film. What do you expect? It's Superman. No, I mean when Superman Returns came out, people were bitching because there wasn't shit on there except him lifting up a stupid little kryptonite island, which how the hell did he do that if a little piece of kryptonite put him on his ass just 5 minutes before that, and now he's lifting up this huge island made out of the kryptonite stuff. Come on, that was really stupid. And I mean, and it had no action except him getting his ass kicked. That was it. And now with Man of Steel, it was like an hour of action, and everyone's bitching. Not everyone, but a lot of people were bitching and complaining because it had too much action. Really? Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Go watch fucking Winnie the Pooh or some shit, right? You don't want that much action? I'll tell you what, you don't want action. You want some boring ass shit? Go watch Captain America. That shit was fucking boring. Alright, go watch that shit. You'll be happy. Ain't nothing going on there. You want action? Superman. Non-stop action at all. I had a video that I did download of Ben Affleck getting out of a helicopter, and he was trying to jump over this, I guess it was a medium or something, and he actually hurt his hand while filming that. And if I can get it to work, I haven't been able to convert it to where it would work, but if I can, I'm going to put it up right here, somewhere right in here. It'll be right here, if I can do that. So if I do put it up, you will see it right here. If I don't put it up, you're just seeing my hand doing this box thing. So now we're going to move on to Mr. Jake Edwards again with the comic book news. And like I said, this dude's awesome. Jacob, I love you, man. You know this shit like Sheldon knows everything. Okay? You the man. I got questions, you got answers. Anyone in the group has questions about the comic books, go to Jacob. He knows his shit. He knows what he works at a comic book store. Okay, comics are his life. You name a paragraph, he'll know what comic book, what issue, who wrote it, who drew it, who everything. He probably knows the exact time that it was drawn. Okay, he knows it. Go to Jacob. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to push this on over to Jacob, and you can see what he wants. And I want to thank everyone in the Fortress for taking, whoever did take the, when I asked the questions of what you would like to see more of, and the comic book news was the #1 thing that people wanted to see the most of. So that's why I have allowed Jacob's segment on the comics to extend more time. Anyways, Jacob with the comic book news. Take it away.
What's up, guys? Jacob here for the Fortress of Solitude news. This is your comic news for last week and this week. So I'm going to go over the new releases from the 5th of this month and the 12th of this month, which is this recording yesterday. We'll start with last week's, and I'll go over, like always, new releases, and then I'll do my picks, or notable reads. Last week, Gotham Academy came out, Grayson came out, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Justice League 3000, Lobo, Superman Unchained, #9, which we will get into, Action Comics, which we'll get into, Aquaman and the Others, Batman Eternal, of course, because it's the weekly book, it's going to come out every time, but Detective, Earth 2, Earth 2 World's End, Swamp Thing, Future's End, and that's it. Yeah, that's it on the actual comic releases. Then there were some trades and some figures and stuff that were released, but we won't go over that. So for last week, my picks actually have 4, and I'm going to pick Green Arrow 36. Now, I liked Jeff Lemire's run on Green Arrow a lot. Before that, the New 52 Green Arrow was kind of crappy, in my opinion. If you would like the other stuff, that's fine. I like J.T. Kroll's Green Arrow a lot, but yeah, Jeff Lemire, whenever he took over the book, it really brought some new life into it, and it was so much different than anything that we'd had previous. Well, the new creative team, and this is their second issue. They're bringing more of the TV show elements in, which I've heard a lot of reviewers complain about. I actually like it a lot. So, I actually might do a review on that in the future. But anyway, so in issue 35, they introduced Felicity Smoke, which we all know is the IT super cute chick in the Arrow TV show. Well, she's now in the comics. John Diggle's there. It's cool. The art in places is kind of iffy, like whenever he's like drawing back the bow and everything, sometimes the hand and the bow look very misshapen. But besides that, it's a super solid book, and I really enjoy it. Batman Eternal 31 from last week, really good. As the cover suggests, it is an Alfred and Bane team up, and I'm not lying, that's exactly what happens in the issue. I won't go into spoilers about why Bane and Alfred are teaming up. Just know that they escape from a makeshift like Arkham prison, or like Arkham hospital type thing, like an actual infirmary. That's pretty much the premise. Okay, now, because we're Fortress of Solitude, we'll get to the good stuff. We'll get to Superman. I'll do Action 36 first. So, Action Comics 36. It's the first issue after Superman Doomed, and it is fantastic still. I love Greg Pak. I love his run on action. Everything is just kind of melding together, and it's wonderful. The art I still like, even though a lot of people criticize the book for having crappy art. It's stylized, it's a little cartoony, but I think a Superman book, it fits for a Superman book. Kind of like how John Romita Jr., he's stylized, but he's like bright and, you know, colorful, and his pencils work for the characters, in my opinion. So this is the start of a new story arc. Superman goes back to Smallville. Lana and Steel are still a couple, and it's about Superman trying to figure out what sort of mysterious creature is attacking Smallville, and he's looking to find out what's going on with that and why can't it. And it also explains, or not explains, but it introduces the idea that Superman might not be the end-all, be-all solution to every situation, and Lana and Steel might have to get their hands dirty. So I'm looking forward to what happens next issue, and we'll go into my last pick of last week, and that is Superman Unchained number 9. So let's talk about Superman Unchained. Scott Snyder, writer of Batman, my favorite comic writer currently, and has been for the last probably 2 years, maybe 3. He's right up there with Grant Morrison in my book. And then pencils from Jim Lee, who is considered by most the best comic book artist ever. So, well, maybe not ever. I guess Marvel guys would argue Jack Kirby, but anyway. Yeah, I think that Superman Unchained is a 9-issue series. Overall, an amazing Superman story. When it's collected in hardback, I know I'll be getting it. It's going to read so much nicer in a collected edition. The problems with the book aren't even really problems with the book. It's the fact that Jim Lee can't get his pencils out on time to make the book a coherent story. The second half of the issue, you can tell is rushed. You can also tell it's supposed to be more than a 9-part series. But Jim Lee can't get his pencils done. They pretty much finished up in this oversized issue. It is a $4.99 book. It's worth it, in my opinion, even though the end feels rushed. But there's just there's so many cool moments in this book. If you haven't read it, wait. Like sometime in December, I believe, there's going to be a hardcover. It'll have all 9 issues. It'll probably be like $40. Just get it, read it, enjoy it. It'll be amazing. But yeah, just know that. Also know that that Jim Lee announced that this is not the last we'll see of this story arc. They're going to continue it. He didn't say how. He didn't say if he was going to be doing it. I'd imagine that Scott Snyder will be the writer, They'll probably get another artist. They'll probably make an original graphic novel of it of some sort as like a sequel to Superman Unchained. Hopefully Shane Davis. Hopefully Shane Davis does it, because I'm very disappointed he's not doing Earth 2 Volume 3. Or Earth 1 Volume 3. New releases from this week are Arrow Season 2.5, which is the companion comic to the TV show. Batgirl 35, which is the second issue of the new creative team that started with 34. It's the new cartoony, hipstery looking Batgirl. I told you guys I'd give it a couple more issues. Issue 2 is better, but not by much. We have... Oh, I'm sorry. This Batgirl 36. 35 came out last month. I apologize. The second printing came out this week. So Batgirl 36, Batman 36, Batman Eternal 32, Constantine 19, Earth 2 World's End, number 6, the weekly World's End, Green Lantern Corps 36, Justice League United, which is great, by the way. That book is back on schedule. Like the end of the first story arc, not so good, but they're bringing Hawkman back, so that's awesome. Or they brought Hawkman back. And then Future's End, Suicide Squad, and the last issue of Smallville Season 11, Chaos. Continuity will come out within the next 4 months, I believe, and that'll be the end of Smallville. It has 4 more issues, and that's it. But this is the last issue of Chaos. And World's Finest 28. So that's all the DC books that came out this week. Not a huge week. So I'm going to get my picks going. My picks this week are slim because there wasn't a lot of... The only Superman book really was in Smallville Season 11, Chaos number 4. My copy's already at home. I've read it. It was awesome. I'll throw that in here. That'll be my first pick. I don't have it to show you, sadly. But it's fantastic, like all of Smallville is. But my other picks for this week are going to be Suicide Squad number 4. And yeah, we had some news about the Suicide Squad movie. Doesn't seem too promising as a Suicide Squad fan. Just the fact that Joker is going to be in the Suicide Squad. And like people like Vixen, which I mean, she's been associated with it, but for me, like if they're doing a Suicide Squad movie, they should do like if they're not going to do the original team, do like the current comic book team with like Harley Quinn and Deadshot and Black Manta and all those badasses. That's just my 2 cents. And then my final pick, like I said, not kind of slim pickings this week, will be Batman 36. And it comes with comes in 2 covers. They're running variants. There's the Lego variant, which will be all month for most big DC titles, and that sweet, sweet Greg Capullo art. So nice. But yeah, so that's Superman, and he's obviously very happy and/or angry. But yeah, I picked this, and I gonna try to spend a few minutes in this talking about this because I saw it on the Fortress Solitude group page. People were talking about what's going on with Superman. Why does he have like the Joker grin and everything? And I explained it to one of the members. So all the Justice League have been gassed, or we don't know if it's gassed, but they've been drugged. We'll say drugged. They've been drugged and they've been sent after Batman. Batman defeated pretty much all the Justice League except for Aquaman and Cyborg. Last issue. This issue, Superman shows up at the end of last issue. So at the end of Batman 35, the very last page of the main story, not the backup, but the main story, it's Superman there, and he's all like busting through a building, and he has the big Joker grin and stuff. Well, that's where this takes off, and there is a fight scene between Batman and Superman, and it's disappointing as a Superman fan that some of the things that Batman does work. Now you can argue that because he is like drugged or mind controlled or whatever, he's not in his right mind, so some of the things that Batman pulls over on him worked. In my mind, even though Scott Snyder's my man, he's my boy, he is the greatest comic writer right now. The stuff that he pulls off in this issue, while being clever, I don't see it working. So that'll be my only complaint. Everything else is just beautiful. Everything from the writing, the dialogue, everything on Scott Snyder's end to the Capullo pencils, just everything's good. So I know we're a Superman podcast, but Batman's cool. Give it a read. It's interesting nonetheless. Like they beat each other, kinda. It's one of those kind of cop-out things. But yeah, so that's the new releases, and I'll be right back.
What I tell you, Jacob is the man. If comic books were the Bible, Jacob is Moses. Jacob is Moses on that hill of comic books. And he's come down with these comic books in his hand. Thou shalt read these, he says. Thou shalt read these. You need to read these. It's Jacob the man. Thank you, Jacob. So we'll probably have one more video, or not one more. We'll have our next video in December. I want to say, let's go with December 13th. We'll shoot for the 13th. We'll see what happens. I always give it a day, and it's never actually on that day. That's just how it goes sometimes. But we'll try for the 13th, and we'll have to have our next video out. There might be some more changes. I don't know. We're still trying to get the feel of this whole news segment. What works, what doesn't work, what people want to see, what people don't want to see. We're just trying to find our rhythm. And so yeah. So I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving. Be safe. And we'll see you. No, actually, I'm going to see all you motherfuckers here in a minute, because I'm going to go back to the group here in a minute. So I'll see you guys here in a minute. But for YouTube, we'll see you guys on the 13th. Alright? So take care. Superman.